All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
I hope.
Society's family unit is in crisis as less and less people are making the commitment of a lifelong partnership together. It has been normalized, encouraged, and easier than ever to just throw in the towel when the going gets tough. With time at a premium, start by spending 20 minutes per week gaining thought-provoking inspiration towards a journey of self-improvement, ultimately improving your marriage, your family, your health, and your home. Homeschooling isn't a revolutionary idea, but is becoming more of a reality after the events of 2020. Today we are going to have a special guest to discuss homeschooling in our first interview episode. Homeschooling versus public school provides many pros and cons. Weighing that out can be a tough decision, and it isn't made lightly.
Thank you for joining us in our podcast again. So our first ever special interview guest is our daughter, Cadence. She's going to be doing some Q&A regarding homeschooling. We can give you our perspective as parents all day long, but we thought that it would be fun and enlightening to provide the child's perspective instead. Cadence just turned 9 years old yesterday, and she is finishing her third grade year this month in March. We were able to start third grade last July because we made the decision that we were going to homeschool this year and push through the weeks of breaks, teacher in-service days, and what have you, and we are now trying to stay at least a semester ahead of the rest of her class.
We made the decision to homeschool after Allie was on leave with baby Braden, and when going back to the office in the middle of the COVID-19 shutdowns just seemed like a bad idea. Homeschooling was something that we had thought about in prior years. We had really gone back and forth many times about just what it would be like, but it just never seemed to be plausible. And we had struggled with public school and even Montessori school before that. We were the parents that asked lots of questions and were very involved in KJ's education. She had a great kindergarten teacher who spotted KJ's intelligence early, but she also spotted how strong-willed and difficult she could be. KJ thrived with structure and rules or boundaries and having someone that made her toe the line. The following 2 years were a bit of a struggle, though as we attempted to get KJ into the gifted program, we met barriers that just kept getting in the way. The back and forth was frustrating, and we began to have worries about what she was learning, or in this case not learning, in school, because there were just too many things that we didn't know what was going on a daily basis. Homeschooling just didn't seem to be a realistic option, so we really just buried it for a while. Didn't think about it. We can dive into the pros and cons of homeschooling in a later episode, but today we really want to get into our interview with Cadence.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
I hope.
What are some aspects of going to public school that you liked?
I liked their food for lunch.
Food? I make you good lunch, don't I?
I know, but
Okay.
they had really good dessert. They
dessert.
They got rid of the chocolate cake though. I liked seeing friends out of school, and I liked all of the teachers because they were kind.
So, what are some things that you didn't like about public school?
Well, we kind of disagreed with teachers a little.
Okay. What did we
And-
disagree with your teachers about?
Well, we just disagreed about what they were teaching us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were teaching us the same thing over and over.
Okay. What else didn't you like about public school?
Well, I got bored because some of the stuff was a little easy for me.
Oh.
So, and it wasn't really fun.
Okay. When you got bored, did any of your teachers help you when you got bored to help challenge you, or were they too busy?
They were basically too busy I don't know, something on the computer. I never look at their computers.
Was your favorite teacher your kindergarten teacher?
I would have to say yes.
Okay. And what things did your kindergarten teacher do when you would get bored in class or when you weren't doing so well?
Well, she would help me, but the first and second grade teachers wouldn't really.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was very kind, I would have to say. And I bet she kind of made her classroom fun, I would have to say.
Yeah.
You know what her classroom looks like.
Yes. You got to see friends a lot in public school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you see friends a lot now too?
Yeah, if we have sleepovers or we do activities with them, yes.
So we're still able to see friends even though it's not every day at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what types of things do we do to see friends?
Well, we do Girl Scouts is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, sleepovers,
Mm-hmm.
video chatting.
We still go to birthday parties.
Yes, birthday parties.
Mm-hmm. And we see friends in the neighborhood when we...
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yep. What do we do when we see friends in the neighborhood? What are we doing?
Usually walking.
Walking. Mm-hmm. Riding bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what have you enjoyed about homeschool?
I spend time with my family at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the curriculums.
Oh. So spending time with family. Do you remember what it was like every day when you went to public school? What was our schedule like when you were in public school?
Well, you guys usually worked a lot
Mm-hmm.
that you couldn't really see us.
Okay.
See me.
Did you feel really busy?
Yes.
Were we hurrying in a lot in the morning and
Mm-hmm.
get you ready, get in the car?
Mm-hmm.
Were we hurrying when we picked you up?
Yeah.
And then it was time for bed.
Yep.
So, what with homeschool curriculum, what do you enjoy about the curriculum that we do with homeschool?
I like how they teach it,
Mm-hmm.
like in language arts. They do pretty good stuff. Math, they really challenge me. Science, they had some really good projects. On social studies, I really liked what they did about that with timelines and perimeter and area.
Is there anything you don't like about homeschool?
They basically have recess and gym class at the same time. Geez, that's a little crazy.
Recess and gym at the same time. Okay, I'll take it. Anything else you don't like about being homeschooled?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think
Well,
so?
actually, except Brayden bothers me a lot.
Brayden bothers you.
If I have my door open.
Wait till Brayden
don't-
starts homeschool.
You don't see your friends as much?
Yeah.
So, do you think that schooling and education are the same thing?
No, because schooling is basically teaching, but education is basically learning.
Where do you
Learning
do
something,
schooling and where do you do education?
Well, we do education basically anywhere where you can learn or something.
Mm-hmm.
Learn stuff. And schooling is basically just going to a school and learning stuff from there and not experiencing something.
Why do you think it's important for kids to learn more about what interests them?
Because then they can understand it and be able to learn it faster.
Mm-hmm. If you're interested in it, you'll learn it faster and better.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then you can keep on learning about it when you're like in summer break, spring break, winter break.
You want to keep on learning.
Yeah.
If
You
you're
wanna-
interested in something, you want to keep learning about it, right?
Yeah, that's basically what I
Kind of like you in space.
mean. I guess that's true.
So we've been reading some books recently, but what are some ways to learn beyond just reading books and being in a classroom?
Well, like I said, experiencing something
Mm-hmm.
by going somewhere.
Have we experienced anything?
Well, we experienced Jacob's Cave,
Mm-hmm.
Coronado Heights, I guess Science City, basically.
How would you say that public school can be improved?
I would say like challenge us more, help us understand it a little more, make it more fun, and try to help make us keep learning about it.
So when you're talking about helping you understand it more, do you think everyone's being taught the same way and that there needs to be more time with everyone to help them understand it their own way? Does everyone need to be taught their own way to understand it?
Yeah.
Can't all be taught the same way, right?
Yeah, because you can get more interested about it, like I said, and...
Do you learn the same way as your friends?
No, because we learn better stuff, so it can help us learn it, not just hear about it.
Why should families have the choice between public school and homeschool?
Well, public school, they teach the same thing, and it's not really... They basically learn it, but then they can't really learn something different to help them learn more things.
Why does public school teach the things that they do a certain way? What are they trying to get you to do?
They try to help us memorize it.
Okay, what are you memorizing it for?
So you can use it when you have a job or something like that.
Yeah. Are there other things that public schools have to do well on?
Well, you take like a test, quiz.
What happens if the school does bad on tests?
They lose money. They can't keep on with their jobs. But they might even have to shut down the school.
What are you looking forward to the most with continuing to homeschool?
I'm looking forward to learning cool things, like seeing the Mona Lisa and learning more about it.
Yeah?
Like that.
There have been things you've learned outside of public school, maybe in homeschool, that you think has been more interesting?
Well, I think basically everything.
Okay.
Well, that's good. What are some things that we're going to be doing in real life that we learned about in a lesson with homeschool?
Well, we plan on going to Mount Rushmore to see the presidents that I've been learning about, and we plan to go see Yellowstone and Old Faithful.
What about things here at home? Are there things that you've learned in homeschool that you're going to apply to real life here at home?
First, what does apply mean again?
That you're going to do here at home.
Well, we're redoing our garage and making it a gym. Crazy because it's very small. So they are doing flooring. So I learned about the perimeter and area. So we can do perimeter and area on the flooring.
Yeah. So we know how much we have to get, how we're going to put it down on the floor.
Yes.
Okay. So bonus question. Cadence, do you want to go to college?
I'm still thinking about it, but
What?
I'm still thinking about it, but if I don't, I can go to a school that can teach a career, so maybe I can do it after that. After going to that school, I can do that career that they taught.
That's good. Okay, that's a relief.
Well, that makes sense.
You have to at least do something after high school.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
Okay. Well, that's good. Some type of...
I think you're the one who told me that.
That's a good idea.
Some type of post-secondary education. Alrighty, so this week's call to order is to have an open and honest discussion with your kids or your spouse about education. Weigh the pros and cons of public school, private school, homeschool, and even post-secondary education. Will they go to college, trade school, apprenticeships? Take an inventory of your priorities and determine if you're on the right path or if there could be a change needed. If you're ready for your marriage and family dynamic to thrive and not just survive, all it takes is 20 minutes or less joining us each week. It begins with a journey of self-improvement while you sit in the carpool lane, commute to work, squeeze in a workout, or get halfway through folding that laundry pile. Be sure to check out the blog at thefamilyorder.com and follow us on Facebook at The Family Order. If you're ready to start your journey, be sure to click subscribe so you don't miss new episodes every Monday.